What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Chainbreaker Podcast, episode 10. Oh shit, it's the 10th episode. It's only taken me fucking 15 years to put out 10 episodes, which is pretty sweet. Last episode was, I thought it was over a year, but I'm actually under a year because it was May, I think was the last episode. So there you go. Time flies when you're doing fuck all. And to be honest, I've been thinking about this episode, since the last episode. I was kind of planning out in my head, what bands would be coming up. And I think even at the time of the last episode, I'd already contacted some of the bands that I wanted to play on the episode today. I suppose in an effort to, make sure the gap between the podcast episodes wasn't as extended as an entire year. But here we are, here for a good time, not for a long time. What? And also, what I like to do as well when I put out, the podcast episodes is, contact the bands and maybe set up some kind of written interviews or read up on the latest postal facts, find out what's happening in the world today, because I don't keep up to date with what's happening in the world today. And all those kind of things, and I usually build it up probably in my head to be bigger than what it is. That being said, there will be interviews coming out with some of the bands today. I don't have them yet, and I'm not going to kind of hold off to wait until I get the interviews before releasing the podcast, which, now that I think about it, don't even know why I do that, to be honest. Just have this idea of releasing everything at the same time, and it's going to be this and this and this, but fucking really, who has the time to look at all this shit anyway? I don't know how long this podcast episode's going to be. Hopefully it's not an hour, because again, who has the time? Who has that whole hour to fucking go about just listen to me talk? The bands today, not even so much the bands, but the songs today, I don't know why, but I've kind of ended up picking songs from bands that are kind of shorter, kind of in and around the region of 2 minutes, which is not like me. I don't know why I did that. If you leave me in a locked room with a guitar, I'll write a song that's fucking 10 minutes long, because that's what I like to do. So anyway, that's what it is. There's, let's see, 12 songs maybe today. 12 songs, I think. So sure, that's only 30 minutes. 30 minutes plus, fuck knows how long of me talking shit. So could be an hour, So that's it. Hope everyone's doing well and kind of, trying to stay fucking sane in whatever lockdown restrictions you're in, whatever country you are in the world. I'm in Ireland right now. It's pretty shit. There's just fuck all to do. I say that as if I'm not in Ireland all the time. I am, because I can't fucking go anywhere. So I'm here all the time. But it was my birthday last week. And it's my cat's birthday today. So there you go. And even another one. Kawakami, 50 years old, rest in peace. If you know, you know. Alright, let's play some fucking bands. First band, I'm not even going to introduce them. You should know them, and we can make it a game. This podcast is going to be, I'm not going to say anything. You guess the band, and maybe I'll get it right. What a terrible idea.
Hey heterosexual men, this one's for you.
Alright. So I won't actually let people just guess what all the songs are. Like, that'd be bullshit. So that was Physique. If you didn't get it, you should have got it. If you didn't get it, get the fuck out of here. Physique with Miserable Existence off of Rhythm of Brutality. It was a fucking great record. I was actually looking at obviously the track listing and how long all the songs are. It's a short 12-inch, like they were selling it on 12-inch, and it's short, it's super short, which gives me hope that I can just put out a 12-inch and put out a couple of songs, like. But that's a killer release. And then there was Swordwielder, who are like this awesome fucking crusty kind of stenchy band from Gothenburg, and that was off their album System Overload, which is just so good. I fucking love that whole record. Like, that song was called Savage Execution, which is 3 minutes 45 seconds. So I guess I lied before that all the songs would be 2 minutes. I guess they're not. Oh no. So they're one of the bands that I will have an interview with. I sent them a couple of questions and hopefully they'll get back to me soon. So yeah, keep an eye out on the blog or wherever for that interview being uploaded. And then the last song was called Father's Cult by Dagen from fucking London, innit? Off their split with Etc, I guess. I mean, it says ETC, so I guess that's Etc. So yeah, Dagen toured in Ireland last year, who I believe were the last ever band to play a live concert in Ireland. What was it, like March the 8th or something like that? It's in the Guinness Book of World Records also. Yeah, look it up. Bullshit. Bullshit. So yeah, let's keep playing some songs. The next band is called Ursut. Some of you might know them. And I heard this song that I'm going to play whenever it was released, and when I was looking back on it now for this podcast, it was like fucking years ago. Like 2016, what the fuck? And again, I remembered actually my thought process behind putting the songs together for this podcast. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, 2 minutes, like keep it short. Again, I don't know why I was thinking that. That's just not me. But anyway, so I was like looking at this album by Ursut called, and brace yourself for this one, Chainbreaker. Oh, that was tough. That's so hard. I don't make it easy on myself. I feel like now it's every episode that there's always a song that's hard to pronounce. But you know what? I'd rather do that than bastardize it and being like, I mean, it's in Swedish, right? So looking at it phonetically from English, it could be Cop Dig Like Lig, which is, oh man, if I was Swedish, I'd be raging, like. So anyway, that's the album, and I was looking at it from the perspective of, right, we gotta pick a song that has to be like around 2 minutes or something, and then I realized, why would I do that? Like, it's my own podcast, I can do whatever the fuck I want, so I picked my favorite song, and this is it. was Ursut from the album that, remember, it was called Upheavel, which actually means buy your happiness, which is pretty cool. The song was called Den Yttersta Dagen, which means Judgment Day. I feel like I'm learning so much. I think we're all learning so much from this, right? And that's just such a good song. Like, yeah, I couldn't not fucking play that song, all things considered. I'm glad I did. Then the second song was called My World Now by Zero Again, off their recently released EP, Revert to Nothing, which is out on Kibu Records. I feel like, okay, the song's called My World Now, and then the chorus is like, this is my world. I feel like we should start some kind of Mandela effect thing, that people will be like, oh yeah, you write that song called This Is My World, or My World Now? No, what is it called? This is my world, right? Right enough though, that whole EP is streaming on the Kiwi Records Bandcamp now, and it's so good. It was actually quite hard to pick a song from that EP to play, and I think again I was like, oh well, how long is this song? Is this song close to 2 minutes? I don't know. But that song has like a little bit of everything, which is kind of why I picked it for the podcast. It just it's really well balanced. That's kind of the songs that I like to pick, you know, because with every band that I play, they all have like a heavier song, or like a slower fucking song, or a quieter song, or a fucking instrumental. I don't know, but the ones I kind of tend to play here are either the ones that I just really like, or the ones that are balanced, that kind of show how good the band is, like, you know. So Zero Again are from the UK, and they are kind of new band-ish, but they have members from like Grand Collapse and Regret, Bring to Ruin. Like, yeah, they're really fucking good, so check them out. And then the third song was like a really old, you know what I mean? An old song. I wonder if anyone got it. Did you get it? Did you? Bet you didn't. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. If you lie to me, you're lying to yourself, okay? It was by a band called November 13th. And can we just pause for a second and just listen to that piano? Oh, fuck's sake, it's over now. Great timing. That was that last background track there was called Etern Return by Nur, from their album Super Odd, which was released on Chainbreaker. It's on the Chainbreaker website for you to buy and spend all your money on my website. Yeah, that sounds good, right? But it's available there. It's such a good record. Like, even just go listen to it. Do yourself a favor, go listen to it, and then, you know, reward me by buying the album then. Anyway, Jesus, talk about a fucking tangent, right? That last song that I played was by November 13th, who were like, I mean, if you're into like D-Beat, or well, more like crust and hardcore and stuff, they're like, you know, an old band. Like, their first album was out in 2008, which, to be honest, I wasn't even into crust or anything like that at that point. But that song I played was off their second album, which was out in 2014, called Stad and Flammen. They're German, by the way, if you didn't tell by my excellent fucking German there. And the song was called Oh, wait, hold on now. I need to find it. Alright, here we go. Graustufen. That's not too bad. There's been worse. There's been worse on this podcast. But isn't that great that we can have a song that was out in 2014, and then the previous song by Zero Again that was literally released less than a month ago. This is just such a great experience. I feel like a great wholesome experience for everyone involved. You know, we're learning what's new, we're learning some history. Got it all, right? Got it all. So let's talk about this next band, who I like to think the name is pronounced Tenue. I don't know, kind of rolls off the tongue that way. They're from Galicia in Spain, and I came across the record on a basis, I guess that's how it was pronounced, I don't fucking know, which was out in 2018. I only came across it like really recently, like maybe the start of this year, or maybe it was the end of last year, I can't remember. And it's not as if I know all the fucking releases in the world, but I was really surprised that I had missed this one because it was so good. And it was so good, and it's exactly the kind of music that, you know, that I really like. So it was a pleasant fucking surprise, and they have just released a new LP, actually, again in March. Like, this podcast is so up to date. What? They released that LP. It's called Territorios. It's out on a host of labels like Alerta Antifascista, Long Legs, Long Arms, Pifia, Zagama, Crust or Die, and Plague of Man Records. So whichever one's closest to you, make sure you get it, because I guarantee you it'll be fucking sold out. Absolutely. I guess the labels are probably doing pre-orders right now. And if they've stopped, well, forget about it. Like, you know, I think it'll probably go to like a repress maybe. So the new song they released, because it is a song, like the whole album, it's one song, kind of similar to, I suppose, what Yttersta did on Impervium. This LP called Territorios, it's one song, and it's basically 30 minutes. So I would love to play it. I you know what, I should have just fucking played it. But then I was like thinking, oh well, like 2 minutes, we're trying to keep to the 2 minutes, right? I can't do that. It's like 30 minutes, that's like 28 minutes too long? Too much. But I decided to play a song off their album before, and it really gives you anyway a flavour of what they're like as a band, and if that's your kind of thing or whatever. I also sent them some questions for an interview, which I'm waiting to get back from them, so really looking forward to that. That's going to be fucking awesome. So make sure to check them out. Make sure to get one of their records if you can. This song's called Vertixe.
We'll be
So that was Tenue with Vertixe. The second song was by Rat Cage. It was called Weapon Desire off their new split, which was only out, again, less than a month ago. Wow, this is so up to date. I know, you don't have to tell me. The new split with Nervous with 3 S's. And funnily enough, it's actually taken me that long to make this podcast that I was going to play a Rat Cage song from their last album, Screams from the Cage, which was a fucking belter of an album. But it just so happened that they released another split really recently. And I guess good things come to those who wait. Am I right? I'm right. The last song then was by a band from Fermanagh, which is where I'm from, called Ancient Patient, which is a great name for a band. Say it with me. Ancient Patient. Ancient Patient. Ancient Patient. Which is probably not, as heavy as the other stuff that typically we would play on this podcast, except for stuff like fucking Latovsk that's playing in the background, or maybe even Accidente. But it's got that like post-punk kind of vibe as well. I find it very interesting and just cool to listen to, so there you go. Fuck's sake. It's this podcast is 42 minutes. 40 going on 43 minutes. I told you it could be an hour. I have no regrets. Alright. I'll play 2 more songs, then give a quick update, and then last song, and then that's it. Next one's by a band called Pizzatramp, and it's called Knighthoods of a fucking Cunts, or something like that.
I respect the crowd.
So the first song was Knighthoods for Cunts by Pizzatramp. And then the second song was How Does It Feel by a band called Slant, who are from Korea. They just released an album called Ichib, and it's so good. It's so good. Please listen to it. It's just really good, like, you know, straight up fucking hardcore punk, but it's catchy and it still feels original. So that was a really good find, and again, that was out in February this year, which, I mean, by our current standards, right, like our standard, we've got such high standards now, so that's kind of old for us in a way, you know. It's not retro exactly, it's a little bit old. It's not March, but I guess it'll do. Oh, fuck's sake. So we're at the end of the show. I can't believe it just flew, right? I mean, hopefully it flew for you. It definitely didn't flow for me. It's taken me fucking hours to do this. There's no massive updates with the label. I am getting like merch made, and that includes totes and t-shirts and hoodies, which I'm very excited about. The hoodies, by the way, they're not even zip hoodies, they're like pullover hoodies, which is pretty cool. And it's going to be basically the Chainbreaker logo on the front, and it's going to say Chainbreaker down the side of one of the arms, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of cool in its own right, you know. That's kind of what I was going for, is something that didn't say basically this is a record label on the fucking front of it, you know. And then the artwork for the t-shirt and the labels has been done by a guy called, you know, from Fear My Nerves. His name's Robin, and it's so cool. It's very, very cool. I posted it on Instagram if any of you have that. So that's going to be going onto a t-shirt and a tote, and I'm very excited that I'm going to have a new t-shirt to wear and a new hoodie. I'm actually so excited for that. So that's like basically all the kind of updates. And apart from that, I actually have started working on the next episode of the podcast, right? Proactive or what? I'm impressed. I hope you're impressed, because I'm quite impressed. So hopefully, like, I would really like to get it out. What are we now? April? Like May? Fuck it. Like do it in May, like, or, you know, end of April is too optimistic, I feel, you know. So let's say May. So hopefully another episode out in May. It's going to be really good as well. They're all good, of course. And the only other thing that I would add is that some promotion for the web shop, right? We got some Rat Cage on the web shop, which is obviously played in the podcast today. I'm planning on getting some of the new Tenue, that new Tenue LP that I talked about before, getting some copies of those, and I've also been chatting to the guys in Swordwielder who are going to send me over some copies of System Overlord, which is going to be awesome. So those will be available to buy in the web shop. And let's fucking wrap it up. Just shy of an hour, 10 minutes shy of an hour, so that's not bad. I mean, yeah, that's alright. So the last band are from Bielefeld in Germany. They're called Weak Ties, and they just put out a record in, guess what fucking month it was? March, 1 month ago, because that's just it. Although, that being said, maybe I should like wait for another year before putting out another episode, so I can like jump on all the new releases and be like, wow, look how new this is. It doesn't have the same impact if it's one podcast a month, you know. So yeah, no, it was only put out a month ago. It's a great album, give it a listen. This song's called Never Catch a Break.